What do Koreans actually eat and enjoy? This is a segment where you can get a glimpse into the real lifestyles of Koreans through the items and foods that are enjoyed here in Korea. It's Hot Off the Shelf
with Alex.
Brand new music to the opening and same old Alex. No, I'm kidding. Alex is back.
I'm upgraded. Alex 2.0.
You
there we
look
go.
like Alex 2.0. Have you got a date after this? You look super handsome. I would like to take you out for a brunch.
Well, we were about to eat a nice little
This is my brunch date for you, Alex. How you doing?
Great.
No, because you usually come into the studio and your hair is not gelled upwards. I haven't seen your hair like this for ages. Like
it's been a while.
Literally ages and ages. And you're wearing fancy gloves as well.
Fancy gloves. Everyone, this is really hot off the shelves.
What is it?
These are gloves that we got at the Olympics, but it's like really Korean style. I'll try to do against the white background.
Watch the video radio, by the way, everyone.
So here we go. Waving, and then spin it around. Oh, the heart goes right up there.
So is that why the tip of the thumb and the index finger is colored?
Red. Only they're exactly made for that because you
the heart.
Literally make the heart with your fingers. And
my heart looks really rubbish now compared to yours.
You have to get it. You have to get the gloves.
I've got a pen. If I just colour the end of my fingers, that would work, right?
Yeah, sure.
It would look just as cool. Those are amazing.
They're real cool.
Are they expensive?
Not too bad. They're like $15 or something.
Okay, they look really warm actually.
Do
they work with smartphones, by the way?
They do.
Oh,
of course.
Amazing.
Is this Korea, man?
Yeah, that's so cool. So you went, by the way, right?
I went, and my only regret is I didn't buy more of those. Everything else was great. I got to see snowboarding. U.S. did really well, and that's my event too. Like I love snowboarding. That is my Winter Olympic sport that I like to go see. And Chloe Kim, I didn't get to see her live because my friend came in that day, and then we got to see the gold medal performance of Shaun White.
Yeah, the veteran, right?
And last night I was out with another friend of mine, and my friend had just gone home. He just got on the plane, and someone screenshotted this picture and put it online. And I'm like, oh, Shaun White with the gold medal. That's my friend next to Shaun White on the plane.
He was on the same plane?
He was on the same plane.
Did he get a photo with him?
He got a photo with him. There's literally an Instagram story of him, like, taking a photo with... It's on Shaun White's Instagram of him taking a photo with Shaun White.
Seriously?
It's like, oh...
Maybe Shaun White's a big fan of your friend, so he put it on his Instagram.
That's probably what happened. Because it did say, like, this is insane. I met Mike Chaka. You know, that's exactly what it was.
Shout out to Mike Chaka.
Mike, I hate you. You got to meet.
You're jealous.
I'm so jealous.
Did you not get within touching distance of Shaun White at the event?
He was about like 2 meters away during an interview.
Were you screaming?
He saw. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Then my voice has not recovered since hockey.
It's a bit raspy, isn't it? How was the hockey?
Hockey was fun, except U.S. lost in the last minute.
Oh no!
So that was unfortunate. Slovenia.
Oh, was that an upset?
I think so, but it was more upsetting that. More upsetting that it, like 1 minute to go, they scored, tied the game, and then they won in overtime.
Seriously?
I literally went to get, I went down to go to the bathroom at overtime, grab a drink for my friend, handed it to him, and they scored. And it was like, oh, game's over.
It's finished.
What's happened?
We're going home depressed because we lost. Oh,
so
wow.
I wish I had like 4-5 hours to talk about this last week. I survived a grease fire at a barbecue place in Gangneung.
A grease fire?
I don't know what happened. There was a fire at the restaurant I was at. Seriously? I'll show you the video during the break.
Like a serious one?
Yeah.
Grease on fire is really flammable, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't get grease on me or anything, but like just everything that happened this past week. The Olympics, by the way, I need to say it out to anyone listening. Like Korea's done a great job.
You should go. Everyone should go.
Everyone should go. Hats off to everyone, the staff. It's just going so well. I love it.
I've been getting caught up at last in Olympic fever since about yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, since about Saturday when they started doing, what was it, the skeleton? No, that was Friday, wasn't it? On Chuseok, not Chuseok, Solal Day. And Yoon Sung-bin, he won the gold medal in the skeleton. Since then, I've been really into it. And I almost cried last night. Lee Sang-hwa, the 500-meter speed skater, she just missed out on the gold. She finished second. And she was crying. So I was crying. Well, I didn't actually cry. Inside, I was crying.
I've been close. I've been close to the Olympics.
Fantastic. For the hashtag then, Alex, I wonder if you've got anything to chime in. We are doing treat or tejop. Have you been treated, or did you treat your friend to anything?
We did a little. We've been treating each other the entire time. The weekend before, we were in Japan, and then he came to Korea, and we just buy dinner for each other. I mean,
did you buy him anything like exotic?
Not exactly.
Oh, you're nice.
No, yeah, right. I took him to. I did. Oh my, I did.
What?
I completely forgot. I got him this. I got him a twice calendar.
A twice calendar. Oh, I want a twice calendar. Where did you get it from?
I went to Namdaemun.
Okay.
Namdaemun, yeah.
That is lovely. And he's taken that back with him.
And he's the one that bought me the gloves.
Oh, so you got treated to that as well. I'm very jealous of those guys. I want to find out if I can buy them online. Those are so cool.
I know. I was at first I was afraid because I'm like, they look like, bloody fingers or something, and then you like make the heart and you're like, no, there's so much more to it.
There's so much more, isn't it? Okay, today we're starting our new hot off the shelf corner with Alex in the studio. Sometimes you're going to bring in items, sometimes it's food that people in Korea use and eat, and today I've previewed it. We're going to talk about food, but I wanted to ask you, before we get into this food, are there any particular foods in Korea that you've discovered that are your absolute favourites, Alex? Like top of the list, internationally speaking.
Oh my gosh. I mean, my favorite big food is still going to be dak galbi.
Okay.
So chicken stir fry. This was one of the foods, I mean, like, you kind of, like, preempted it here. Like, this is one of the foods every winter I look forward to getting hot off the shelf. Like,
fresh
literally
made.
just, like, right there.
Yeah.
This is my winter food, I think.
Yeah.
And then I learned how many calories were in one, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to eat 3 every time I buy it this time.
And you often get them in sets of 3.
You get them in sets of 3.
Maybe I should cut back as well. I will admit that this was not my favourite food when I first tried it, because I'm not a fan of red bean. Now I'm not so bad with it. So we're talking about pungobang, or the carp bread. But for me, the winter snack that I like most, and I had it this weekend, roasted chestnuts. It's hard to find them these days, but when they're fresh from the roaster, they're amazing, and the skin just kind of cracks off.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
I will say, I forgot, I am all about the goguma, the sweet potatoes.
Oh, yes.
I grab them by every time I go to a convenience store now.
How good is it that the convenience store have them, like, roasted inside, fresh?
I could go make it at home, but no, I just go there to the convenience store, buy it, and I just... It's a nice, warm, relatively healthy snack.
Yeah, and it's not too pricey either. It's quite cheap in there. So, okay, today's main event is the pungobang. We're going to show our cameras.
All right.
These pungobangs, we need to say, they're not the traditional ones that you get from the street vendors. These are actually luxurious ones.
Yeah, they were hard to get because... It is the holiday season, so even the street vendors... There we go. Oh, the fish coming.
There you go. It's a little carp. You can kind of make it out. This is the head end, and this is the tail end. If you're not watching video radio, then you have no idea what I'm pointing to.
We could be pointing at the ceiling.
Yeah, but it is... Oh, the camera has changed. So, Alex, could you get yours closer to that camera? Show our listeners who are watching. It is a tiny little bread snack that is in the shape of a small carp, right? And this is filled with red beans.
Yes, and it's a nice warm way to kind of just enjoy like a quick bite to eat in the winter.
Yeah, like the street vendors often sell this. And Raita was telling me, I've forgotten the price. It's about 3 of these, the traditional ones, which are thinner, for 1,000 won still. So very cheap.
Yeah, if you're close with the person selling them, then you can get 5 sometimes.
Oh, nice.
I know.
A little bit of sweet
The most
talking.
I ever got was 7 for $1.
Seriously?
For a chonwon. For 1,000 won.
I bet that's because you're a good-looking foreigner speaking Korean, maybe with those gloves doing a little hard.
Yeah, I think I did my hair that day. Maybe that was it.
These ones, I think, are about 5 to 10 times more expensive, and you can get them from the cafes that they sell them in. I like these cafes because they don't just have red bean, they have sometimes cream cheese in them and other things. Why don't we eat this first, and then we'll talk about it, okay, Alex? So we'll give it a little go. I'm going to break mine open.
You go first?
Because I want to show everyone what's inside. Look at that. Look at that red bean goodness. Oh, yeah. Okay, and I'm going to just... I like the outside more than the inside, so I'm going to go for this tail bit.
Oh my gosh, that sound. Is it good?
Yeah, because the paste is quite thick. I like it. If it's a little bit too watery, I'm not such a fan. But and red bean, how would you describe? Why don't you eat it and describe the taste to it as?
This is like ASMR, yeah.
You've gone for the head there. You've given it a little kiss.
I have.
The red bean is very savoury and sweet at the same time, but it doesn't taste like you're eating what I would imagine to be red beans.
No, when I was a young kid, I actually ate this, and then I kind of forgot about it when I lived in America for a long time, and then I remember just being disappointed because the first time I had it again, I thought it was chocolate, and you bite into it and this is not chocolate.
Yes.
And it's like, oh no. But as long as you go in there knowing it's not chocolate, if you're hoping for chocolate, you will be disappointed.
Definitely. I did that to my friends because they weren't going to eat it if I told them it was red bean. So I told them it was chocolate. They ate it. They're like, it doesn't really taste like chocolate. But if you do go in there, you're right, expecting red bean, then it's like, oh, red bean's quite nice, actually.
That was my my friend's last, so Mike, shout out to Mike again, his last request. It wasn't his last meal, but his last request was we get some pat bingsu before we went.
The red bean dessert with shaved ice.
Which is not as common in the winter to get. But red bean paste, how to describe it? It is, how do you describe it?
It's a little bit sweet, a little bit savory, and yeah, it's a real paste. I mean, look at it. It's very thick. Yeah. So, Alex, we've just eaten this. Before we talk about it...
I'm still eating it. Sorry.
There are psychology tests, right? Depending on how you eat it, it means something for your personality. We'll tell you about those after a song break. So if you've seen us eat these, how would you have tackled this? Where would you have bitten it from? Would you have broken it open?
This is an important question.
Send us some messages and we'll tell you what that means about your personality. We're going to play some Lin and Leo from Vix, I should say. It's Blossom Tears or Kotip Nori. We're back for part 2 of our new spring reshuffle corner, hot off the shelf, with Alex in the studio, where we bring in hot items and foods that Koreans actually enjoy. And today it's bungeoppang, or carp-shaped bread.
Today's great. I get a breakfast.
Exactly. Yeah, this is a good like brunch substitute or something, isn't it? We got some messages to read out, and then we're
you read it. I'm gonna eat.
You keep munching, and you tell us all about how it tastes. Right? We got Annie from Singapore saying, "Good morning, Alex and Peter. I love this fish bread snack because I love red beans. How I wish I could eat one too." Should we do this? Should we give away like half-eaten fish bread to one of our listeners?
As long as you sign it with a pen, I think that's great. Yeah,
and it's a souvenir,
King
isn't
Peter.
it? Yeah, no germs whatsoever. Annie says, for me, I would just bite off the head or the tail. Well, that's a big difference, Annie, in terms of psychology,
isn't it? It's a big difference.
Yeah, and then we also got a message from Siska here saying, good morning. A new segment, yay. Peter has a crush on Alex now. Absolutely, you're looking stunning. It's those gloves, actually.
It's mutual.
The gloves seal the deal for you. Bungeoppang topic today, I love it. Both the cake and the ice cream. Nom, nom. Which part do you usually eat first, guys? The head or the tail? Well, as we saw there, Alex, you went for the head.
I always go for the head.
I went for a break it open, partly because I wanted to show our listeners, and then I went for the tail because it looked a bit more bready. I've got to say, I like the bread when it's crispy, straight out the grills. Yeah,
the bread is almost, I think the combination of the bread and the pot, the red beans, is my favorite part. I mean, it's just like, there's something about freshly baked bread in general. It's just,
Yeah, this one, because it's a bit more luxurious, like we said, the bread is a bit thicker, if you see here at the bottom. But in the ones that you buy on the streets, it is really thin, maybe to cut costs as well. But it's super crispy, isn't it?
It's got the texture of kind of a waffle. I would say, if there was anything to compare it to, it is a red bean waffle.
There you go, just shaped in a carp. Yeah.
Can I have one more bite here?
Which is interesting. You take it away, Alex. We also got a message from Zana in Malaysia saying, there's Alex, but why does it feel like a Yes Chef segment? No, it's not going to be like Yes Chef, because Alex is not a cook, and you're not making this.
Absolutely a horrible cook.
We are just buying these items, bringing them in. Sometimes it will be food, probably a lot of the time, but sometimes it will be just items. Maybe like the Pyeongchang gloves.
Bonus today.
Yeah, maybe we could do those one day and talk about what Koreans are actually using here. You said, OMG, I missed out on half the show. Will also totally forgot that the show started an hour earlier. From today, we're broadcasting from 8 a.m. Nice and early, and Alex from 9 every single Monday. Tell us what this means for our psychology test then, Alex. What did I do? I broke it open, edit from the tail. What does that mean?
Yeah, they divided this up into 6 different personalities, which is great, because at first I was like, okay, so top, bottom, left, right, I don't know, but there's actually one for you to split it in half and eat the tail first or the head first. So here we go. Split in half and eat the tail first. This is how many women eat.
Excuse me?
Yeah, that's what I'm reading.
Pardon?
Yeah, how many women eat the bungeoppang. I wonder what that is about, because it's like, maybe there's something like aggressive, overly animalistic about going for the head, like I am the dominant,
too macho.
I must kill. And you're just like, no,
I don't need that.
You don't need that
kind of fight, that beef in the morning.
But it also says that you'll be very polite and thoughtful because you're not, eating the head.
There you go. I am very polite and thoughtful, I must say.
I want to know if this is true or not, though. You were probably an exemplary student.
Absolutely. A's
Really?
all the way. No, not at all. I was sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Are you good with your finances, financial management?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Since I had kids, not anymore.
Oh,
it all
that's
just
different.
goes out the window.
That's different.
Yeah, there we go. Before I was. Okay.
And then if you have an important decision, you hesitate because you're not very daring. As you hesitate to answer that.
Yeah, there's your answer, I suppose. That's not bad. All right, can I read yours then, Alex?
Oh, absolutely.
You went head first, right? So
Yes.
You're an optimistic person who doesn't
That's true.
obsess over trivial matters.
Relatively.
I can see that. You're likely stubborn and do not like to lose.
Yeah.
Competitive?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Especially eating.
You're direct and candid and don't hold back when you have something to say.
Almost. I like to still keep like a nice political kind of like. I don't try to ruffle feathers too much.
Yeah, not deliberately. Yeah.
And actually, on radio we sort of have to. Like you can't. Just be like, I have an opinion about this. I'm like a get on the radio and be like, my friend made me mad. I'm going to talk about him the whole show.
Yeah.
So there, I'm honest, but that I guess would be my least likely.
Okay, and the last
trait.
one. You have strong leadership skills and take action, but are not very meticulous.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm not meticulous.
No.
I make decisions, but I don't know. I guess that's me. I'm curious about the other ones too. I don't know if other people, when they eat something with a head and a tail on it, what would they do? Because you can eat the tail first. Of course.
Annie said tail first as well, possibly. So what's
thoughtful
tail?
and careful. Also thoughtful and careful. I think that's the thing. Is like. But for me, I look at it the other way. It's like, I eat the head because, you want to put it out of its misery.
I suppose. Are we assuming that this pungopang has feelings?
It does.
Is sentient?
My food has feelings. What are you talking? Do not. Come on, of course.
Okay.
And a romantic who's detailed and considerate of others.
And he does seem very romantic, I must say.
Yeah, I presume maybe better than your romantic skills in the beginning of the show here.
Perhaps, yeah.
What about like belly first? I never knew that was a thing. I didn't know anyone ate belly first.
So you'd have to eat it from the bottom side, eating the belly. Who would do that? That seems like a weird person. What does it mean?
Well, masculine, aggressive, and active.
Oh, really?
I think I'm going to try to eat the belly first now.
Yeah, I'm going to try and make myself more active by doing that.
And cheerful, sociable, popular. So that could be it.
From the belly. Why would that mean that, I wonder? Just because you're an oddball, maybe?
I have no idea. Because when I think of belly, I think of like a piñata, where like you hit the belly, all the candy falls out. So I'm like, that's what I think of when I think of the belly.
Yeah, but for fish as well, it's true, isn't it, Alex? Sometimes the egg pouch is around the belly. So maybe you're going for the good stuff.
Okay, now you're grossing me out, but
because there's no actual fish eggs in here, are there? That would be an interesting combination.
I'm embarrassed to say that when I was 17, 16 or 17, I literally ate like fresh fish.
Fresh fish.
The meat was on. Oh no, it wasn't alive.
Okay.
It had died, but the meat was on the fish.
Wow.
Like we pulled it out of the water.
Yeah.
And I guess I ate the stomach first.
Was it raw?
Yeah.
Was it good?
No.
No.
Absolutely awful. One of the biggest, grossest things I've ever had.
A nice dare to do.
But I'm competitive, and the tour leader did it, and I was like, I can't let him win.
You're gonna win as well. It just proves this pungopang psychology test. We got one more answer that we should read out.
Oh.
Gordon says, I would, assuming I had 2 napkins, split it in half, then I'd eat whichever half looks nicer. So if he split it in half and at the head, what would that mean, Alex?
Interestingly, you're an athlete, good at sports, and
really,
yeah,
a lot you can tell from eating pungopang, isn't it?
So you're someone who is determined to finish whatever you start, whatever process you begin, which I guess makes sense because you break it in half.
Yep.
And then you've got to be determined if you're going to eat the front and the back, like eventually.
I suppose, yeah. And Gordon has said, next time can you do the dongpang, which is loosely translated into the poo bread. It looks like poo, right?
It's really good.
It does taste good. It's not flavoured in that way at all. Maybe one time in the future we could do that, Gordon. Alex, can you give us a little lowdown on pungopang, like when it came to being, where it's originally from, that kind of thing?
Yeah, actually, it's from, a long time ago. I think it was in the 50s and 60s or something when it started, but it really got popular again in the 90s when it was kind of trendy to go. We always have the throwback, those vintage T-shirts, when it becomes cool to act like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So it came back in the 90s, and basically, it kind of how we explained it earlier. You were making and I hate to use this as the base, but you're making like a waffle.
Yeah.
Looks like a fish.
Yes.
And you add in this red bean paste to it, which is kind of like a mashed. I want to call it a mashed potato. Because that's what it looks
texture,
like,
doesn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't taste like it, but it's sort of like a mashed potato.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is originally from Japan, we must say, but Koreans have really taken it to their hearts. And the only problem is, I've heard, because my writer sent us an article about it, the number of bungeoppang vendors or carp-shaped bread with red bean in it, vendors, has declined because the tastes are changing of a nation. So that's a little bit sad. I'd love it to stay around.
Have you ever had the summer version, kind of the yellow paste in the middle?
Yellow paste? No.
Wait, really?
What is the yellow paste?
Where have you been?
What does it taste like?
Sorry, my voice is still gone from the Olympics. I'm not even kidding. It's kind of like a custardy yellow cream taste to it.
Yeah, I've had that, not necessarily in a fish-shaped bread, but in other shaped breads as well. You get it in these kind of ones that look like a little oval.
Yeah.
They taste nice. They are good, yeah.
And so this also actually has a similar kind of texture or taste to the hodukwaja.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, definitely.
So the
walnut shaped
I was going to say, like,
bread.
my English isn't working. What's happening? The hodukwaja, the walnut with bread on the outside.
Uh-huh.
And I actually love all of these. So they even have like a peanut version of it where they have the bread on the outside and peanuts in the inside.
Delicious.
And you can get usually that with the almond... Walnut.
Walnut.
I still can't English.
Is walnut. Hodu is walnut, I promise you.
I believe you on that one. And so like these are kind of three of the more popular bready street snacks, but they are kind of going down. I used to be able to like walk by any corner, and there would always be like someone selling it.
Some guy making them with the iron molds, but not so much these days. In part 3, we have another carp-shaped bread thingy.
This is very important.
This one is filled with ice cream, so I'm sure many of our listeners will be more for this. And it looks proper like a carp. Look at that artistry on there, if you're watching video radio.
Yeah, let me move this a little closer here.
Yeah, that looks cool. And I've got a snack that you can buy from the supermarkets as well in my bag that looks like a fish, has red bean in it too. It's my surprise for today. And yeah, we'll be back after a song. We're going to play Day 6 with I Like You. 좋아합니다. We're back for part 3 of Hot Off the Shelf. I was going to say travel buff, but it's not, is it?
No, I traveled to the convenience store today.
There you go. There is traveling involved. Alex is still with us on a Monday, and we talk about foods, but also items that many Korean people enjoy using or just use in their daily lives. So next week, I think we're going to do nail cutter sets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they sell them in these cute little pouches with not just the nail cutters, but sometimes some tweezers, some little scissors.
Yeah, we'll be cutting our nails live on air.
We could give each other a manicure. That would be nice. And that's something you can easily buy in a Korean convenience store. And Korea is actually famous for high quality nail cutters. Did you know that?
It doesn't surprise me.
Because the reason I know that is when I was young, I'm half Korean, so whenever I saw anything with made in Korea, I would freak out. I'd just be like, yeah, look at this. Made in Korea. I'd tell all my friends. And nail cutters, like all of them were made in Korea at that time. Nowadays, a lot more are made in China, but still apparently some good quality ones are made here. We got a message from Ashley on Instagram saying, I saw them selling the bungo ice creams, the carp-shaped ice creams in this country, but it was too pricey because it's imported, I guess, from Korea. Yeah, here they're not too bad. I reckon like 1,000, maybe 2,000 won, that price range for this little baby.
Yeah. Are you going to go for it?
I'm going to go for it. Can you explain what it is? I'll break it because I want you to try it as well, Alex. I don't know how melted the ice cream is.
I'm afraid. I think
you
should just bite into it, and I'll bite the other end.
Okay,
I
should we just do that? Just like a burger. I'm going to do the face this time because you said it's humane. Okay.
So there we go. Oh my gosh, that went everywhere. That's great. So this actually came out in the early '90s, back when it was getting the actual bungeoppang bread was getting popular.
In the '90s.
91.
It's that old. I thought it was
that old. How does that make us then?
I guess, yeah, ancient. Oh, this is really good, Alex. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave you any.
Yeah, so it's vanilla ice cream usually, and sometimes you get the red bean paste to go along with it. I think that
there is red bean paste.
There's like a syrup, actually.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Jelly. A jelly? What's jelly? No, like a jam jelly texture.
Yeah, it is. I've never had this, actually. It's the first time I ever had this, Alex. You tuck in to the other side. But you're right. The the syrup or the jam jelly is completely different to the red bean paste in here.
There you go.
That's not the same whatsoever. That tastes way better. I'm sorry, I'm going to have the ice cream one all the time now.
What do you mean? This is mine now.
How good is that? It's like an ice cream sandwich, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's so good. Just lick everything. It's all right.
We let it melt just a little bit.
Yeah. It was sitting here for like 20 minutes, but still, that is delicious.
Yeah,
I'm going to get that. I've never had that.
Korea does ice cream really well.
And like, so many different types.
And at the convenience stores in Korea, ice cream is really inexpensive compared to, like, I guess what I would say in the U.S. And definitely compared to, like, brand ice cream shops around Korea as well. And, you know, you throw down 500 to 1,000 won, and you've got yourself a nice little ice cream snack. Ooh. But exported gets a little bit pricier.
Yeah, I'm guessing in foreign countries. But apparently it says on the script that this has the #1 share in the ice cream market. I'm not sure if that's still true, but I guess...
In Korea?
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me because a lot of... There's like kind of similar ice cream. Like there's like a chocolate... You know the one that you have to like squeeze and you push out the chocolate ice cream?
Out of that little plastic
thing, It's like
thing,
kind of ice creamy.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that counts. But...
I suppose. Maybe is that a popsicle or something, right?
Yeah. And so... But besides that, though, I see this all the time, and I tell my friends, you know, who come to Korea, you got to try this one.
Yeah.
Because it's unique. It's Korean.
There's nothing not to like about that as well.
I'm going to go ahead and get back on this.
Yeah, because that's got the red bean syrup, so it's much sweeter and less savory,
I need to try this again to make sure I can explain it better.
And apparently they've recently come out with one where instead of red bean syrup, they use sweet potato syrup.
Yes.
So I'd like to try that as well. That sounds nice, doesn't it?
It does, but... there we go. Just licking up my fingers. Yeah, it's they got the new one out as well, sweet potato syrup, and it's probably tastes very similar with just a little bit of a different kick in there. And actually...
I brought one in.
You brought in a bonus.
This is our bonus item for the week.
I've seen this. I've never had this before.
Oh, really? So these came out, according to our writer, in 2011. So these are a version of the 붕어빵, the carp-shaped bread filled with beans that you can get in the supermarket.
Yeah.
And they keep for ages as well, like snacks. And they look cute, don't they, with the little drawings on them.
They do.
And I think they've got an extra layer of something inside. Why don't you chomp on it, Alex, while I break it open?
All right.
And so it's kind of like a castella almost on the outside. And then inside, it's got not only the red bean, I think.
There we go.
I think it's got something chewy as well. Some maybe some rice cake or something like that. Let me get the box from outside.
There's something yellow in the middle here.
Yeah, it's chapsal-dog. So it's the sticky rice cake which is in there. I wonder when is the expiry date for these, because if it's not too soon, maybe I can give away the rest of this box to somebody out there. May 2018. Is that enough time? If anyone wants these, any of our listeners, let us know. Say 붕어빵 or carp-shaped bread, and then maybe I'll send it out to them.
Yeah, this is really good, but this is definitely a snack. Like this is all of this stuff is not something you eat as a meal.
No, this is my least favorite, though. I must say, Alex.
The ice cream is my favorite.
Yeah, definitely.
But on a hot day, though, there's nothing like having 붕어빵 in the street.
Yeah,
and
on a hot day.
Oh, sorry, cold day.
I was gonna say
that's the Korean way, where they eat hot stuff on hot days and cold stuff on cold days.
Yeah.
No, on a cold day in the winter, I love having them just grab, because then you can like put down $1 or 1,000 won and just share it with your friends.
Yeah, pig out for like a pre-dinner or post-lunch snack or something like that.
You ever seen those TV shows in Korea? Like there was one where it's like you had to live on man won or 10,000 won a day or something.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking like, all right, I'll just have like 30 of these 붕어빵s. I'm like, and plenty of calories in there.
That would be enough for your whole day's intake, wouldn't it? You can see in this snack there is the rice cake, and that adds a little bit of chew. It's a bit, I don't know, with bread and rice cake together. I'm not a fan. Yeah.
Bread and rice cake, one of the chains here has it.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. There's like literally rice cake in the middle of like bread.
Of like a bread roll or something.
Yeah, it's chapsal-dog.
Wow.
And it's really good.
I don't know, it sounds like too many carbs, but yeah.
It is. It is too many carbs. Yeah, you're absolutely right on that.
I'm sure it tastes delicious. Alex, this has been fun. I like eating snacks in the studio. Next week, I'm going to try and brush up my nail game and give you a nice manicure.
I'm going to make sure not to do anything to my nails for the next week.
All right, no cleaning our nails or cutting them for a whole week.
No cleaning them. Not even a shower.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Oh, thank you.
Have a great week, Alex.
See you, everyone.
And if you see those gloves anywhere, please buy me a pair. there.
You got it.
I will love you forever. We're going to play another song and be back with some more of your messages. This is Park Boram with We'll Be Fine. 애쓰지 마요.